For my endangered organisms project, I chose the organism Sumatran elephant. A description of this organism is that their skin color is lighter than the maximus and the indigus with the least amount of pigmentation. They weigh between 2,000 to 4,000 kgs, which is also known as 4,400 and 8,800 pounds. Their shoulder height, depending on age and weight, is about 6.6 and 10.5 feet. Their lifespan can last between 50 to 70 years, just depending on their life. Some unique characteristics are that they have exactly 20 pairs of ribs. Their trunk contains more than 60,000 muscles, which give them one of the strongest tusks among all elephant species. In order for them to stay cool, they have a certain habit of spraying saliva on themselves when there is a scarce amount of water. They contain very indistinctive skin discoloration marks on their trunk, neck, and ears, which helps you able to tell them apart from other elephant species. They also have significant thick skin, which protects them from bumps, bites, scratches, and adverse weather. Moving on to the classification of the Sumatran elephant, the scientific name for the Sumatran elephant is the Elephas maximus sumatranus. Next, you can see on the slide is the phylogenetic tree of these elephants. You can also see some of the closely related organisms known as the Bornean elephant, Sri Lankan elephant, and the Indian elephant. Moving on to the habitat of the Sumatran elephant, the major biome that they live in is known as the tropical rainforest. The unique microecosystems necessary for these elephants are the variety of plants and being able to deposit the seed as they travel. The main characteristics of this biome are the biotic and abiotic factors. The biotic factors are all the plants and animals, while the abiotic factors could simply be the light, temperature, forest fires, soil, wind, precipitation, seasons, and habitats. In the bottom right-hand corner, you can see the dominant floral, which is the Rafflesia arnoldii. Continuing to the dominant faunas are the sun bear, clouded leopard, and the flying foxbat. There are also endangered animals like the Sumatran tiger, Sumatran rhino, and the Bornean elephant. On the slide, you can see the distribution map of the rainforest in the bottom left-hand corner, and in the top right corner you can see the longitude and latitude. The latitude is 23.5. Moving on to the temperature and moisture patterns, that rainforests belong to a tropical wet climate group, so the temperature in a rainforest rarely gets higher than 93 degrees Fahrenheit, also known as 34 degrees Celsius, or rarely drops below 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 20 degrees Celsius. The average humidity is between 77 and 88%. The rainfall is often more than 100 inches a year. There is usually a brief season of less rain. On this next map, you can see the worldwide distribution of the Sumatran elephants. They are generally in one part of the world. They're not all over the world. They're just in kind of one section. Moving on to the migration route, you can see elephants follow a strict migration route that is determined by the monsoon season. Like other elephants, Sumatran elephants are sociable animals and need large areas of land with enough food and shelter for populations to flourish. Moving on to the next slide, we're going to talk about the niche. These elephants feed on a variety of plants and deposit seeds wherever they go, which contributes to a healthy forest ecosystem. They interact mutually, and both species benefit from one another when communicating. As an example, would be when elephants travel through the forest, many seeds from the trees fall onto their backs, which these birds use for food. These elephants obtain their energy by eating plants. While doing research, I could not find anything on unique traits that allow these elephants to survive just their basic needs of food and water. Symbiotic relationships out of the parasites are involved with the Sumatran elephant. Mosquitoes and lice are ectoparasites, while leeches and warble fleas are endoparasites. On this slide, you can see my drawing of the Sumatran elephant food web. Moving on to the reproductive system of these elephants. These elephants may breed at any time of the year with a peak period, which occurs during the rainy season. Gestation period lasts from 19 to 21 months, just depending. yielding a single baby every 4 years. A newborn elephant of these species usually weighs 90 kg. Only one baby can be produced at once. These elephants care for their young till they are around 5 years old. Lastly, I'm going to talk about the threats and solutions for these elephants. The official status is that in 2012, the Sumatran elephant status was changed from endangered to critically endangered, because half of its population has been lost in one generation. A decline that is largely due to habitat loss as a result from human-to-elephant conflict. The specific factors that are threatening these elephants is, again, deforestation and habitat loss due to human and elephant contact. Some solutions are the WWF Indonesia established an elephant patrol that serves to prevent hunting and dismantle traps that can endanger these elephants, which is currently being used with drones as technology support. There are about 2,400 to 2,800 Sumatran elephants left in the world. Sadly, the future does not look good for these elephants. Many are dying or being held captivity today. If things stayed the way they are, then they could be extinct. On this next